Stats don't lie when you're talking about shit like this. I'm talking about improving the team. You guys are thinking I'm ripping the team, and I'm not. How can you rip it? There ain't no. Let's bring our boy Philly 500 in. And Philly, here's where I'm going here with this.
Okay.
There's no question AJ and Goedert are playing great ball. But I'll ask you this. Are you happy with DeVonta Smith on pace for 939 yards this year? Last year he had 916. Last year he averaged 3 catches for 50 yards. This year he's averaging 5 catches for 55 yards. They've had 16 screen passes to back. My point that I was trying to make to people, you can improve even more to make this a tougher offense to even have to defend as this team gets more time. That's the only point I'm making. So there's more room for improvement here.
Yeah, I think there's always room for improvement. I definitely think they can improve. When I look at DeVonta Smith, I think that his numbers I think he'll get over 1,000 yards before it's all said and done. I guess I look at it in terms of the totality of how many catches he has. He only has 3 less catches than A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown's got 43. He's got 40. Goedert's got 40. Where I would like to see them use DeVonta Smith more, and I said this in a previous video, is I think more deeper routes. If you look at the damage he did to Washington deep, and we've seen some of the catches he can make, I don't know why they don't use him deep more. It seems like there's always short routes to intermediate routes. So I would like to see them open it up for him a little bit, I guess, you know.
You know what, Philly? I don't think they like the high percentage turnover plays. And those plus 25, the reason you see a lot more picks with Josh Allen throws plus 25 at least 7-8 times a game. Yeah. They don't have to right now, okay? So their big thing, in my opinion, is it's not so much about making the plus 25 play as the turnover is important to them. They're playing great takeaway football right now on defense, and they don't want to give the opponent an opportunity to get the ball. So do you think it's by design they're not doing that with deep passes?
I think so, because there was a stretch between I want to say that Washington game when they did go deep to DeVonta Smith before the half, up until they came back and played Pittsburgh, where they didn't even throw deep to A.J. Brown. What makes A.J. Brown so good is that he's so hard to bring down after the catch. He could take a 5-yard slant and make it a 20-yard play. You know, I think that's why his average and the yards are way higher than DeVonta Smith.
You think Darius Slay should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year?
Wow, I like that. I never thought of that. You know, I never thought his name.
Think about what he did, Philly, to Jefferson. He takes on the number 1 guy every week. He's the highest rated shutdown corner in the league, according to Pro Football Focus right now. Your defense, and here's why I say I give him major consideration over Michael Parsons, even though I think he's going to probably win it because the media loves the Cowboys. But how can you be on a football team that gave up 240 yards rushing to the Bears, and you're not a very good run defense, and yet the Eagle defense is giving up less than 17 points or 19 points a game? You got the best shutdown corner. Isn't he in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I really like that. I haven't thought of that. I might have to steal that from you. I agree. I think he is. Plus, the biggest problem with Parsons is he wears a stupid satanic star on his head. That's the biggest problem. That's why he doesn't deserve to win crap, you know, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll tell you what, man, that secondary, it's the best secondary in the NFL. Do you agree?
It is. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, as great as Darius Slay has been, and maybe you're right about Defensive Player of the Year, you look at Bradbury, he's constantly tested. He's one of the highest rated, and he's been lights out too. So I think you have two really, really good corners. You have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I think he's coming well as safety. Great.
5 picks.
5 picks. I think you know, here's a guy that came in thinking he's going to play slot, and then he gets traded, moves to safety. I think with a full off season to maybe get a little bigger, get better tackling, I think he could become a complete safety. But he's a natural ball hawk. That he is.
The 5 best Eagle players up to the midway point of the season. I wrote this list down here of guys that I think have played the 5 best here. I put at the bottom here, I put CJ, I put AJ Brown,
Okay.
I put Slay third,
Okay.
Goedert 2. Would you agree Goddard's right now maybe the most complete tight end in the NFL?
He has to be top 3. I would say NFC, yes. Conference, definitely. If the whole entire
the kid
league,
in Baltimore is great. Mark Andrews.
He's good. Yeah, I like Kelsey. I like Kelsey, although you want to maybe argue his blocking. I don't know. But yeah, he's up there.
Jalen Hurts number 1. So CJ, AJ, Slay, Goedert, and Hurts. How's that look? Anybody else you would add that you think has really played great coming up to the midway point of the season here?
I'll give you my list, but I'm going to go the opposite way. I got to go from 1 to 5. I'm too stupid to go backwards. Okay, so I'll go Hurts 1, Slay 2, Brown 3, Bradbury 4, and then Chauncey Gardner-Johnson 5, or Goddard. It'd be probably. I'll probably say Dallas Goedert and then Gardner-Johnson 6, but that's probably how I would do it.
Okay, I got another one here for you. Why are you convinced that the Philadelphia Eagles, even if they have the best record at the end of the year and they have home field advantage in the playoffs, are not a one and done? And I'm going to give you precedent. Last couple of years when the Packers have had home field advantage and the best record, they were bounced in the opening round. The Dodgers, I know it's a different sport, had 111 wins. Were bounced in the opening series. The Phoenix Suns, last 2 years, have had the best record in the NBA. Bounced in the playoffs. Why are the Eagles any different than some of these other teams? And there's precedent too, Philly, for teams that have the good and the best record not winning the Super Bowl. I mean, look at the 10-6 Giants. They ended up beating the undefeated New England Patriots. Now, they did get to the game, but still, I mean, why is this team different when we look at where the Eagles are today?
Well, I'll say, first of all, you talked of Suns, Dodgers, and Packers. I would say have a history in my lifetime of watching those teams choke many times. So I've seen that happen before with those organizations. 2, Jalen Hurts, I think he's just a cool customer, man. Like, I don't think the moment would be too big for him. And I think most importantly, if the Eagles have home field advantage in the playoffs, that's going to be a scary place to play. It just is. I think I will say this, though. I think the 49ers would present the Eagles with the best chance of beating them in Philly.
Here's the one thing, though, Philly, and I agree with you, but they got to get their guys on the field.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Look, they have the best tackle in football, and he's a left tackle, not a right tackle, and that's Trent Williams.
Right.
They've added Christian McCaffrey. They've got Debo. On the other side, Fred Warner is a ball hawk. That little linebacker they have, he's the best inside backer in the sport. Bose is a hell of a pass rusher. They got dudes in that secondary. It's a good – and their coach, Kyle Shanahan, has more playoff experience than Nick Sirianni.
Well,
the question again, though, is – and by the way, I think that's your NFC Championship game in Philly.
Yeah, I think it could be too. And I think you got to remember they're also battle-tested, right? They've been to the playoffs. They've been on the road. They've won big road games. So I don't think they would beat the Eagles, but I think that out of all the NFC conference, they would be the biggest – they would have the best chance. We'll put it that way.
Eagles right now with the Saints have the 6th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
What's the one area of the football team that you would use, or would you move down and try to create more equity for yourself in the first round?
It depends. I would move down if there's players that are close to the player I'm looking at. I think you have to get a premier pass rusher. I think you need a premier defensive end, Will Anderson Jr. Somebody. You need a defensive end. You're going to lose Brandon Graham probably at the end of the year. Derek Barnett, although he stinks, he's going to be gone. Quinn, he's not going to be here long term. I think you need a legit premier defensive end for this team.
The Commanders on Monday night.
What a stupid name, stupid logo, stupid owner.
Don't
stupid
we say,
city.
Hey, Philly, you know what? I do this to everyone too. Man,
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're the Redskins. They'll always be the Redskins. I get it's not appropriate, and I understand it, and I totally do if it offends people. Cowboys and Commanders, I don't know.
Don't
This
work.
doesn't.
Don't
Eagles,
work.
Commanders, I'm not
No.
sure. What are you expecting Monday night?
I think the Eagles are going to kick their butt. I think the Eagles came out. They didn't play great Thursday. Short week, travel. I get it. But now they're getting some extra rest. This is a Monday night game, a division game. They're going to be ready to go. I think Washington runs into a buzzsaw. I think the Eagles beat them handily. I do.
You know, I've been bringing this up, and I'm going to use Sydney's question here. Are you concerned about the run defense right now before I go into it? Are you concerned about it?
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about it. I mean, I try not to, I'm trying not to take that one Thursday night game where I thought it was really, really bad on national TV and make too much of a big deal. But it is a concern because when the average, and I forget what the exact numbers were, but the average of when Jordan Davis is in versus the run when he's not is tremendous. And I am worried about it. Yeah.
How about this too, Philly? I said the same thing you did the next day. I went, I'm not concerned unless if they put 2 games in a row like that together. And if they put a couple games in a row, I said this. There's a guy sitting at home right now who's looking for a team and he's in shape. Why not go get Adama Suh and put him on the team? You don't have to give up any draft equity. You could sign him as a free agent. You could keep him under the cap. He's probably going to – and by the way, you could prorate the $3 million. You're not going to really have to pay him a shitload of money. Could you imagine this in a rotation? You got Fletcher Cox, Adama Suh, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, and Javon Hargrave. I mean, I don't know about you. One of those guys is not going to have a bad game.
No. And if you can rotate him in with the rest of those guys and keep him fresh, because I know he's a little older. I think he's like 34, 35 years old.
Yeah.
And he also, I did read articles that he does want to play for a contender. It may be a really good move for the Eagles. At this point, when you're 8-0, why not? Like, what do you got to lose at this point? Do it. You do it.
Will Robert Quinn be a factor by the end of the year?
Yeah. I think I said when they traded for him, I said, give him till the Washington game. I think this will be the first game he records his first sack.
I want to sneak one more in on you. Concerned about Jordan Mailata's injury?
No, not yet. He had the bye week. He's got kind of a mini bye week this week. I don't think he played good. I don't know if it was because of the injury or not. I don't think Lane Johnson played great either. So, I'll go with your thinking about the run defense. If it's something that happens the next few weeks, then I'll start worrying. Yeah,
one thing that the Texans did do, they got pressure on Hurts and they ran the ball on them. Yeah. I'm with you. I think you're going to get 3 sometimes subpar games that you play in a year. What the key is beating those teams and not stringing them back to back. You know what I mean? If they blow out the Washington Commanders on Monday, okay? And what's being reported is that Chase Young may actually be activated for that game. They're going to line him up on Mailata. And if he beats him, then we're going to have an issue then that Malata's injured right now.
Well, Chase Young is going to be, if he plays, he's going to probably be on a snap count. How well in shape is he going to be? So, if he's damaging us coming back in his first game, that would definitely be a problem. I don't see it. If I'm Washington, I'm running the ball 40 times. I think everybody's going to now try to test the Eagles in the run game. I expect it with Tennessee when they play us. I expect it with the Giants. So we're gonna know because their teams are going to test them when it comes to that run game now.
There is Slay. has to be in the defensive player of the year
I
conversation.
think I'll have to talk about that. I never, it's so funny. I guess sometimes you forget about the cornerbacks and other positions because you always expect it to be like a pass rusher or ball safety, linebacker. But yeah, I think that's a great one. I mean, he shut down they don't even throw his way anymore. So yeah, I agree.
Last corner actually was Stephon Gilmore in 19. That won the Defensive Player of the Year award. So, Philly, there is precedent for somebody doing that. I know the media is all over Michael Parsons. He's got a mouthpiece in Bayless on Fox. So, I mean, he's probably unfairly going to win it. But Slay's got to be in that conversation. That's all I'm saying.
All I know is when Parsons went up against us, he did nothing.
Hey, he got so mad. He went back at me on Twitter. And he went back and forth. Oh, my God. He goes, I don't really care about the award. You must not be watching football. I said, yeah, when you played Jack Driscoll, dude, that's when you started getting pressure. No dissing on Jack.
Right.
I go, but Lane Johnson put you on your bonnet, bro.
Yeah, damn right. He did look good in that Phillies jersey. I'll give him that, because you see him on Twitter with his Philly jersey during the World Series. I like that. Yeah, I think Parsons wants to be an Eagle. Let's be honest.
Okay, if you had to redo the draft all over, DeVonta or Parsons?
I love DeVonta Smith, but I'm going Parsons.
Me too, man.
Yeah, you have to. I think the Eagles didn't realize how good of a pass rusher he would be.
Not even
they thought he was just a typical linebacker. Yeah, yep. And I can't kill them for that one. I like DeVonta. I still think DeVonta.
The Cowboys wanted Surtain, the kid from in Denver.
Yeah.
So that guy fell in their lap.
And I still think Devontae's gonna have a big year this year. I do. I mean, I think he's having a pretty good year this year. I still think I think you could literally have 3 guys over 1,000 yards for the Eagles when it's all said and done.
Look at you, man.
My man Jalen Hurts, baby.
Eagle guy, man. There you go, baby.
I love it.
Hey, Bona Fortuna, my friend. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Take care.
You got it. My friend Philly 500. All right, please hit the like button. We got a ton of stuff to hit on here. Scouts have said the top 8 quarterbacks. What round will Howie Roseman take a quarterback? Week 10 of the National Football League. We're going to reset. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
It's a fall car fest.